I've been asked to reflect on the period 72 to 75, so will focus my remarks accordingly. The Stockholm Conference in 1972 put the environment issue on the international agenda. Preparations for it were fraught with many difficulties, particularly around the concerns of the developing countries, that the environment was an issue for the rich, which could divert attention and resources from development and elimination of poverty, which were the priority of the developing countries. Led by Brazil, they even considered boycotting the conference and insisted that the more developed countries provide new and additional financial resources to developing countries if they were to participate in this environmental cooperation. Stockholm was also notable as the first United Nations conference in which China participated, after it took its rightful place in the United Nations, while the Soviet Union and the other communist countries boycotted it on the grounds that it was, that the then East Germany was being denied participation. Climate change was one of the issues cited as requiring attention, and later was given high priority in UNEP. The Statement of Principles and Action Plan approved at the conference went beyond expectations. Stockholm led to the establishment in December 1972 of the United Nations Environment Programme, and there was the agreement to establish its headquarters in Nairobi. It also gave rise to the establishment of environmental ministries or directorates in most other countries, and from the inception, UNEP, however, was handicapped by inadequate financial support and small staff due to limitations imposed by some of the same developed countries which had supported its creation. The Brussels Group, which secretly agreed to ensure that it would not become a major organisation. Despite this, it was able to recruit especially experienced and competent staff, although its location was far removed from the UN organisations it was expected to coordinate. The establishment of the Environment Coordination Board, with the participation of the heads of both the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, which made it necessary for other agency heads to participate, this helped to make UNEP's coordinating role during that period quite effective. Later, however, the board was replaced by a lower-level committee. I was particularly fortunate to be able to recruit Dr. Mustafa Tolba as my deputy, who then succeeded me as executive director during UNEP's period of most significant influence and accomplishment. Especially important amongst these were the conventions it initiated. Also, during its first years, UNEP moved from its temporary offices in central Nairobi to its current site, which was then on the outskirts. This early period set the stage for much of the progress that UNEP made after 1975, which I know the other participants in the symposium, who are largely responsible for this, will comment. Fortunately, the current executive director, Achim Steiner, in the same tradition, is providing UNEP with the enlightenment and creative leadership it needs at this critical period of history. The anniversary comes as we prepare for Rio Plus 20, which we must view as a unique opportunity to make the change of course called for by business leaders at the Earth Summit in 1992. It requires fundamental changes in the way in which we manage the activities through which we impact on the Earth's sustainability. This will require a degree of cooperation beyond anything we have ever yet experienced, and at a time when competition and conflict over scarce resources is escalating. The change of course called for at Rio in 1992 requires radical changes in our current economic system. This will need to be led by those countries, mostly Western, which have dominated the world economy during the period in which our cumulative damage to the Earth's life support systems, its precious biological resources, and its climate have occurred, and they have monopolized the economic benefits of this. I'm sure that you will agree that Rio Plus 20 must support the increase in the status of UNEP to that of a specialized agency. This could lead to the establishment of a World Environment Organization, as some have proposed. This symposium will, I trust, provide strong impetus for this. Again, my very best wishes for the success of this symposium and the entire series of events that mark this 40th anniversary. The remarks of Maurice Strong.